See, basically when we are to prove if a function is 1 1 or not, we have to make an assumption. We cannot assume that our function is already a 1 1 function. We are going to assume that our function is a many one function. Means something like this. We will assume that f of x1 is equal to f of x2. Means what? Now look at, you might be confused in this statement. So look at this diagrammatically. When you put x1 in the function, you get the value b, and when you put x2 in the function, you again get the value b. Means function at x1 is equal to function at x2. Then your function is a many one function, and we are assuming that our function is a many one function. See, this is the first step. Now suppose this is your b or any other function. Now we have assumed this, if this is equal to this. Now let us proceed by this statement. What are we going to get? See, we have taken a random example, 8x plus 2 for that matter. We can take any other example and try to prove, but I am taking this as an example. Now let us take, if we put x1 at the function, we will get 8x1 plus 2, right? And similarly, when we put x2 at the function, we are going to get 8x plus 2. And we know that both of them are equal because the mapping is many one function, right? And we have assumed that our mapping is many one. So what you get? You get this. Now let us cancel out whatever we can. First we will cancel out 2. We will get 8x1 is equal to 8x2. Now if we cancel out 8, we will get x1 is equal to x2. So this is the final conclusion that we got when we assume that our mapping is 1 1. So now this result will tell us whether our assumption was true or false. Now you see, our assumption was that x1 and x2 are two different elements and are mapped to a same element, right? This is what 1 1 mapping is. But what we got after solving this, we got that x1 is equal to x2 for this function, right? So our assumption is not true, right? Our assumption is straightly proved false here. So actually our mapping is like this. What we are thinking of two elements, it is actually one single element only, because both are equal. Let us give it any name, x0. Okay, so what we were thinking was as x1 and x2, it came out to be x0 only. So actually our mapping is like this. x0 is mapped to b. These are not two distinct elements. This is one single element. This you got from the result, right? So let's take a deep breath and look at it at a glance. We assumed that our function is a many one function, that means fx1 is equal to fx2, and tried to solve it. And what did we get? We get that x1 is equal to x2. But according to our assumption, this should not be equal, because our assumption was that there are two distinct elements, right? So you know our assumption is proved wrong here. So our function is not a many one function but a 1 1 function. This is how you prove 1 1 function for every function. Alright, so I hope this is clear to you, and now I hope this is also clear to you why we picked up this statement. This is because we are taking an assumption that our function is not a 1 1 function but a many one function. And then what we did, we tried to prove that our assumption is true. But later what came out? For this function what came out? That our assumption is not true. Alright, means these are not two distinct elements. This is any one element only, because these both of them are equal. So what happened? Now we can easily say that actually what we assumed was wrong and our mapping is like this. So this function is a 1 1 function. Alright. So this is how you are going to proceed for every example of 1 1 function. Let us take another example. Let me take x square. This is a tricky one here. See, for x square it's very simple to prove that it is not 1 1. How? Because suppose it is a mapping from real number to real number, and you take -2 here, because -2 is also a real number, and 2 also, right? So when the function is x square, see x square, you know -2 is also 4, square of -2 is also 4, square of 2 is also 4. So you look at this mapping, this is not a 1 1 mapping, right? This is a many to one mapping. Similarly for -3 and +3 also you will get 9, and minus 4 and plus 4 will be mapped to 16. So this is not a 1 1 function, this is a many one function. So how do you prove it? Let us assume we don't know what this function is. Suppose we don't know what this function is. We will assume that our function is not a 1 1 function but a many one function. So let us say it is a many one function, which means fx1 is equal to fx2, right? Alright, this is our assumption. So what do we get from here? You put x1 in the function, you will get x1 whole square, right, which is equal to x2 whole square, right? So now you take square root both the sides, okay? So when you take square root, it becomes plus 1 plus minus x1 is equal to plus minus x2. These plus minus are very crucial here. These are crucial things. You should not be missing this. Now look. Now straight you cannot imply that x1 is equal to x2 because there are 4 combinations here. This can be like this also. Plus x1 is equal to plus x2. This can be like this also. Minus x1 is equal to plus x2. This can be like this also, that plus x1 is equal to minus x2, and this can also be there, that minus x1 is equal to minus x2. Now there can be 4 combinations formed from this single statement. Now you see, for this, if we take this one, then it's true, because what we have to prove here is x1 is equal to x2 only. For 1 1 we have to prove x1 is equal to x2 only, right? So for this condition it's true, but you take this condition, it's not true, because minus of x1 will give you x2, means if you take x1 as 2, then minus of 2 is equal to see this statement. This can also be justified, because if you cancel minus minus, still you will get x1 is equal to x2. But for these two, x1 is equal to x2 cannot be justified, right? So x square comes out to be a many one function, not a 1 1 function. Many one you saw from this diagram also, and now you have proved it also. See, what was very crucial here was this sign. If you missed out this sign, you could not have formed this combination, and then you would have simply said, let us remove this sign and say x1 is equal to x2. But when you followed the square root principles properly, you would see that there are 4 combinations, and 2 of them would satisfy this equation, but 2 would not satisfy. And if all of them are not satisfying, then this cannot be a 1 1 function, right? So x square comes out to be a non 1 1 function, means many one function. Okay.